When y'all talk about going 50-50, I'm airtight quiet. I learned this in undergrad. I went to undergrad in Florida, and if you know, you know. There are so many immigrants and internationals in Florida, and the reason why I say internationals is because the only people that argue about 50-50 are Americans, quite literally. I went to school with, when I say internationals, I mean Dominicans, Hispanics, Somalian, Haitian, and literally they were all on the same page. They didn't talk about 50-50. They didn't have a conversation about it. It was nothing to be said because in international households, men are supposed to pay the bills. It's nothing to talk about. It's nothing to discuss. Men pay the bills. Men pay all of rent. Men pay for the cars. They take care of you. Now, don't get me wrong. They said there were other problems going on in the house, but as an international, it's known that the man is supposed to provide. That's their job. And as men, being international, they know they don't have any other choice. I need to come with my money together. Of course, when things happen, like, would you split rent? Of course, like international said, like, yeah, things happen. My mom did pay it, but on a day-to-day basis, well, in their relationship, it was set that my dad paid the bills. The man paid the bills. The women brought themselves to the table. And I realized, as Americans, why do we make this conversation? Why are we talking about this? And like now, like American men will say things like, well, if I lose it all, I'm a good woman. If you lose it all today, I will pay rent. I will hold you down until you get it back up. Hope it's quick. But obviously, why even plan like that? They say international men don't plan like that. So as internationals think like that, as Americans, let's all go to shift that mindset. Let's stop having conversations about it. As a man, you're expected to pay. You were expected to be a provider. Being a provider is quite literally that. Financially, that's what that means to be a provider.
I agree. Not with everything she said, but I do agree that men should aim to be providers. I believe that men should work, and I think I'm of the perspective that the man should carry the greater load, if not all. But that does not mean that a woman shouldn't work. In fact, I still think it's wise if she's able to work so that they can move the family forward in a capacity financially, maybe towards her finances go towards savings, investments, things for the children if they have any, retirement, stock, 401k, like things like that. However, I will add, like she asked the question, like, why are we having the conversation? And I think that's one of the, like I would say, the thing that I believe needs to be addressed the most. Like, it's a conversation because for some people, that's what's best. I would even say for most people, depending on their lifestyle, in marriage, that's what's best for them to go 50-50. I also believe a lot of times people are having these conversations as if they're not going 50-50, as if they're not carrying a certain weight in their relationship and marriage. And they really are. They're just getting online kind of yapping about things that they're not being honest about when they know they're going 50-50 with their boyfriend or their husband back at home, or 60-40, 70-30, like, or they have some sort of agreement of how to move their household forward financially. And in other countries, they may not have the economical challenges that you can have here in the States. So it could be different how they take on the responsibilities of moving their family forward. So I would say that's something that she should keep in mind when she thinks about it. I don't know if she's really thought about how certain things are in other countries and how there are certain limitations on women in other countries. So to use them as a standard or an example, it would be like cherry picking because you like their framework or how they see, providing for the home over there, but you cherry pick that from over there, but you wouldn't want maybe some of the rules and regulations that they have on women, the control that they have, some even polygamy in terms of marriage. It's a lot of things that happen in other countries that don't happen over here in the States. So that's just something to consider. Let's hear what this young lady is saying about it.
For saying this, but every time, okay, I don't know if it's just me. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying this, but every time I pay my bills, I just think to myself, like, wouldn't it be nice to have a partner to split this with so I can pocket half my money I'm making? Wouldn't it be nice? Like, I know some of y'all would be like, no, he needs to pay the full rent. Oh, like 100%. But to each his own. I feel like each person does what works for them. And yes, wouldn't it be nice to have a partner who covers the whole rent and live like a Pilates princess life? Yes, but in this economy, if we have a 2 working household income, why not help each other out? So I just been thinking that sometimes, like, dang, I could really be pocketing half if I succeeded in this love stuff, you know. And it's an actual love, not partnership, not an agreement. Okay, get that correct. But I know that, like, me saying this will get a lot of people being like, oh no, he needs to pay the whole rent, or like, oh, I don't do 50-50. Okay, for you, but in this economy, like, especially if you're like me, like an entrepreneur and a working, like, why it's really not fair if both. That's just me though, but you get what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't it be nice to pocket half of what I'm paying my rent, you know? Like, it really, I think about this all the time, like, oh.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be wanted just to split, but she did say, I think she said she really want like true love and not some sort of arrangement. You got to find a person that aligns with you, be equally yoked, because being looked at and chosen based off what you can do for a person, I don't care how tough skinned you are. It's like, I don't want to be chosen for the money that I can bring to the home. I'd want you to have a genuine interest in me, and then we figure out based off what we earn and how we can move our family and our home forward, what we need to do. But she did have the mindset of, like, you know, you have to do what you want, what's best for you. A Pilates princess that's my first time hearing that, but I'm not surprised. I know you had the passenger princess, and it's always some new name, but at the end of the day, it's all the same. Women want to be taken care of, and I think they should. They should be taken care of, but you want to get you a woman who actually honors you, respects you, and appreciates you, right? And that can be challenging to find, vice versa. So.
But do y'all know what comes with a man that pays all the bills? Because everybody loves the idea of being taken care of until they realize what comes with it. It's not just about him providing. It's also about you learning how to properly position yourself in that kind of household. A man carrying that kind of responsibility, he's not looking for chaos, attitude, disrespect. He's looking for peace, respect, and a woman who knows how to move with him, not against him. You can't want a man to lead and then fight him every step of the way. You can't say you want provision but then reject the structure that comes with it. Provision comes with expectations, not control. Expectations. It comes with discipline, respect, cooperation, and I don't think a lot of y'all want to hear that. A lot of y'all want the lifestyle, but not the alignment. You want the benefits, but not the responsibility. You want the traditional husband, but you don't want to be anything like a traditional wife. And that's why when a lot of you do get that kind of man, you don't know how to keep him. Because nobody told you just because you're being taken care of doesn't mean you can show up any old way that you want. Softness, wisdom, self-control, respect. That's the part that doesn't get posted. It doesn't get all the likes and views. That doesn't go viral. But guess what? That's what sustains the relationship. So I need you to really think hard and ask yourself, do you really want that man? Or do you just want what he can do for you?
Spot on. That's exactly what I was just saying. A lot of times, it's not even a desire for that person, right? It's what they can do for them. And it gets kind of scary because people can really act like they like you, but don't, you know? And you don't see it until time has passed that, man, this person never really liked me. They only liked what I could do, what I could bring. And I think that's why it's important to ask questions, to vet one another, to ask them, how do you see money? How does money work in marriage? How do you see money working in our marriage? What is it that you desire to do in our marriage? How do you want our marriage to look financially? How do you want our marriage to look with family? Addition to the family, like with children. You got to ask the right questions, because some people really only want what you can do for them and not you genuinely. So that's something that you have to keep in mind. Let's hear what this young lady has to say. Real quick type stuff.
I can't believe it's 2024 and we're still having a conversation about 50-50 on bills. But see, where she lost me is when she said, look at me. Do I look like a woman that's going 50-50 on bills? I'm not really sure what she meant by that, because what does a woman that goes 50-50 on bills look like? The real question is this: why don't you want to help your person build? Why do you think that you're better than your person? Why do you think that you're more valuable than your person? Why don't you want to put in and help build? That's the real question.
Do I look like I would go 50-50 on bills? No. Okay.
I think it's time that we wrap this immature conversation up. I think it is time that women grow up, get out of the delusion that y'all have created for yourselves. Find ways to be proactive and show up and help and support your person any which way you can. Y'all like to try to convince yourselves that I'm not gonna settle, I'm okay with being single, but that's a lie. Because guess what? In y'all 20s and 30s, y'all sit just like she did and say, I'm too cute, look at me, do it look like I'm about to do this and do that. So y'all say, I'm not settling, I'm not going 50-50, I'm not dealing with no man who don't got more money than me, he needs to have this, needs to have that, just for you to sit and be a Dr. Brian. Dr. Brian is 42 years old and sat right there on that couch and said, I'll date a 26-year-old as long as he ain't got no kids. I don't care about him not having no money as long as he come with good energy and he's high functioning. So basically, it's all a lie. Y'all end up right back at square one. In your 20s and 30s, y'all think y'all too good. Y'all convince yourselves that it's settling. Whole time it's not. Just to be 40-50, and now you're still going back down to what you said you wasn't gonna deal with. So why not just get your man, help your man, build a foundation, and be happily ever after? Why are y'all creating this delusion that this man that y'all looking for exists in 20s and 30s when he don't? You gotta help that man become that man. Because by the time that man gets to his higher top self in his 40s and 50s, he not going to want to deal with no woman, and he not going to take no woman serious because he feel like y'all only there just because he got at the top spot. Only because he got the money that y'all all chasing. That's why the men at the top ain't looking at y'all like that. They trash y'all and recycle y'all because they know that if they didn't have it, you wouldn't be there to begin with. And fellas, I'm going to leave y'all with this. I understand a lot of y'all got ego, and a lot of y'all feel like, yeah, because we supposed to be a man, and I'm not a man if I don't provide 100%. And guess what, love? This is not back in the day, okay? Statistically, there's only that top 10% men that are able to cover all of the bills, which means a large portion of men are just regular working men, and that is absolutely okay. Do not kill yourselves out here in the workforce or in the work field trying to prove to a woman that you can handle it, knowing that this is a big load that we all trying to take on. The economy says it takes two. You better go get you a woman that does not mind helping you. You probably don't want to have her equal pan 50-50, and you probably will take on the bigger portion. But at least you got somebody that's by your side that's willing to help. Not somebody that's too cute to help you to get to that next level. This is not that. You are valuable. She called herself a queen. You are a king as well. She thinks she's valuable. You are valuable as well. You are just as important in a relationship as a woman, and you do not got to put your needs at the bottom just to meet hers. We went out there with our posters. We fought for our equal rights. We said we want money too like the men, and now that we're making it, you better make her spend it, because what is her money doing? Don't let these women trick y'all. I'm here to tell you, as a woman, they're not going to respect you no more or no less, whether you footing it or you ain't. They just there to use you. You better put yourself right where you need to be. right there on that line with her, so y'all can both grow.
Wow. She said it. Shorty spit that for sure. I agree. At the end of the day, when someone really likes you, they're not trying to have you go through all these hoops to build with you. If they really, really like you for who you are and trusting you, trusting your leadership, and not trying to look at you as a workhorse. You know, if it's your regular occupation and you can afford to pay all of the bills and live comfortably, build a retirement, build a savings, take vacations, great. If not, it's okay to do life with someone who values you, you value her, and y'all build a life together. But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Don't forget to connect with the brand online, www.there'shopebrand.com. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.